Okay, hello. Man Tio here with another balance video, with another form of balance that you would learn when you were young, I would say. But of course, this type of uh, balance would be important as it guides you a lot. Hold on a second. Okay. Today we are talking about the want versus the need. You would probably learn in school about how you should always do what you need before what you want. Like, do your homework before you can play, sort of thing. Obviously, most of the time, you should do that. And and teachers will drive the idea of needing to get a job later down the line by asking you, what job you want, blah blah blah. Because the need for income will be a thing. And if you can get a job that you want and love, you kind of combine, the need and want to form our today's balance. But as you grow, you get more freedom and you make more decisions. Sometimes you may not have the job you want right away because of reasons. It could be because it's your first time, so your first job isn't necessarily the money, but getting used to that lifestyle that so many people may hate. Or some people can get lucky to get their dream job. Others not. Others may not be so lucky. Or the reason could be you were forced into a job. Maybe you have some natural born skill with one job that you may not like, but you're forced to do that job because you get more money out of it because of that natural born skill than the job you want. Or maybe forced into it by other forces, maybe parents, maybe this or that, blah blah blah. Yes, we know that taking care of your needs is important, but ignoring your wants and dreams can lead to negative effects as well. Sometimes it's a risk to ignore your want, and sometimes it's a risk to do your want anyway. If if you only need the if you only did the needs and ignore your wants, it could lead to depression, suicidal tendencies. You're just plain sad because you're only doing all you're doing now is to make money. All you're focusing is surviving because society is forcing you to make money uh, to survive. But of course, well, obviously, if you were to ignore the needs, you wouldn't survive long either. An example of going too far one way or another, getting what you want versus almost never getting what you want, would be like the differences between like America and Japan. In Japan, you might have heard about the rate of Japan for suicide, which I'm pretty sure is high. Like, yeah, it's like really known that that's high, which is because they are basically forced to, do a lot of work. So much work, in fact, that they become stressed to the point where they feel the need to end themselves because they have been ignoring their wants for the need to work, ignoring the possibility of wanting a break, ignoring the want of a partner, and becoming more alone. And again, maybe put into jobs they may not want because of the money. But in America, obviously there's still a need for money. But I would say because our freedoms, it's more flexible, and you can have the right state of, you have the right to state your opinion and other things as well. But the problem is that people may abuse these freedoms a lot to get what they want. May even ignore their needs for their wants entirely. There's entitled people out there that could abuse the freedom to have a voice. One phrase I learned goes like this: freedom of speech doesn't mean keep yapping. When free speech means freedom of speech means you have the voice to voice your opinion on a topic without consequences. Which, yes, these freedoms are very important. I'm not saying they're not. They are very important. Just saying they can be abused. Entitled people could use their voice to bully, harass, to get what they want. And because they can't state their opinion on most things or anything, they could emotionally bully someone. The voice is just as powerful as physical force. And so, these people only thinking about their own wants may say these messed up things out of a myriad of topics to get something, to either get something to make themselves feel better by putting others down, which could also lead to another person's suicide. And by the internet, the want to be popular, which perpetuates these types of attitudes, perhaps. Because when we watch a video in anger or in amazement, it's all the same. The want for popularity. Or you could ruin someone by mere slander. You could easily say that this person did that or this, whether it's true or not. More that slander spreads, more people will connect that person to that false slander. If the person actually did what was accused, then they deserve their consequence to a certain degree. Because obviously the punishment must fit the crime. If they didn't do that slander, then it goes to show how easy it is to ruin someone by someone's voice. I heard one story about a guy who went to jail for six-ish years because of allegations of touching this girl and the girl said he did it. There down the road, she admits that that was an older dream of the guy doing that to her. And the guy did not do anything to her at all. All of this shows that being able to get what you want all the time is bad. But never being able to get what you want is also bad. In my opinion, I feel like all these people that are just thinking of themselves want these things. Just show kindness. Be thoughtful to others. That is why it's important to teach the kids young about caring for others, thinking about others, and ads about false allegations. Please don't do that. Even if it makes you feel better slash benefits you in any way. Even if the person made a mistake that could have harmed you in a way. Because there's a big difference between mistakenly doing something and purposely doing something. Anyway, these false allegations can also hurt real victims of such treatments, as the public will now resort to doubting real victims, which is also bad. My final thoughts could be, some people may be confused as to what's a want, or may confuse wants with needs. Some people may not care about the consequences as long as they get what they want. Some may be too used to getting what they want. Or some people may only care about themselves. Yeah. To go off script for a bit, I think, always have a balance. Like, if you're having a hard day at work, which is a need, and then you feel like, oh, I'm just gonna have myself a candy bar or a 30-minute break to yourself, which is one. Go right ahead. You earned it. You know what they say about, work hard, play hard? Kind of the same thing. You do a need, you earn to your want. And to also add, besides wants, don't never ignore your feelings as well. Just putting your emotions to a side all the time can be bad. Like, emotions are okay. If you were to never feel because you're hiding your emotions, that's bad. But if you always feel too much for something, that could also be bad. If that makes sense. Because I'm going off the cuff, off script. And another side tangent. We could also become sad, depression, or this or that because of imbalances in the mind, chemical imbalances that may make you feel this or that way more angry, sad, maybe even happy. That's what I've heard before. I'm not a doctor, so don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure that could be a reason. Anyway, I think that wraps up everything. Please have compassion for others, even if they have done stuff to you. Because if you try to get revenge, it's kind of just an excuse to do them dirty back, resorting down to their level, which is never a good thing. Burn fire with fire, and the whole world burns.